The Trump administration was just hit with a massive lawsuit for giving Elon Musk access to the payment system used by the Treasury Department to make trillions of dollars in transactions. The lawsuit was filed under the Privacy Act of 1974, and essentially the lawsuit alleges by Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, giving Elon Musk and Doge access to the payment system and thus all of people's private social security data, medical data, and other private information. It constitutes a breach of the Privacy Act of 1974. In fact, the biggest, most egregious, unlawful breach in the history of the United States of America. The lawsuit alleges that Elon Musk or anybody like that should never have access to this type of data. And the fact that Donald Trump and his Treasury Department Secretary, Scott Bessent, just gave it to Elon Musk is the most egregious, unlawful act imaginable. The lawsuit calls for a number of things, which I'll go through, but it also calls for an injunction barring Elon Musk and Doge from having access to this type of data, this type of material, or anything like it. Also, barring Elon Musk and Doge from essentially going in and accessing the data again, and also returning all of the data, and then creating a mechanism to seal this data and wall it away from Elon Musk and Doge or any other person who should not have access to this information. I mean, folks, we're talking about sensitive, compartmented information. We're talking about highly classified data. Elon Musk is an oligarch. He is a billionaire. He happens to be the richest person in the world right now. That doesn't give him access to your confidential data. It doesn't give him access to your medical files. It doesn't give him access to your social security information. And again, I don't care which political party you are from. You should not want this. You should not want billionaires and just rich dudes or anybody at all to get access to your material. And this has been one of the biggest breaches, data breaches, I think ever. A broader question is going to be, and I think it's something worth investigating, do we, the people, have a massive data breach class action against the United States of America, against Trump? For these trillions of dollars in transactions, every American is essentially involved in at some level or knows somebody. Do we have a class action now against the government for a clear data breach? You hear about these data breach cases all the time, right? Where like a hacker comes in and, takes the data, or medical files or passwords or whatever. And those cases settle for hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars. You've heard about those settlements. So another question is, and this is not addressed in this lawsuit, because this lawsuit is about stopping Musk, stopping this process, stopping this from happening. But can the people bring a class action? I'll do another video on that later. Let's just take a look at this lawsuit right now. It talks about the Alliance for Retired Americans, one of the plaintiffs, the American Federation for Government Employees, AFL-CIO, and Service Employees International Union, SEIU, file this action against defendants Scott Bessent, in his official capacity as the Secretary of the Treasury. It's against the Department of Treasury and the Bureau of Fiscal Services agencies of the United States. It's for declaratory and injunctive relief. That means it's asking the court to stop something, to stop behavior. This isn't a monetary damages case yet. For declaratory and injunctive relief to halt defendants' unlawful, ongoing, systematic, and continuous disclosure of personal and financial information contained in defendants' records to Elon Musk and other members of the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, or to any other persons. It goes on to say millions of individuals engage in financial transactions with the federal government. The government collects trillions of dollars from individuals who pay their income taxes, obtain government services, and pay back loans and other debts that they owe. People also receive money from the federal government, Social Security, retirement and disability payments, federal tax refunds, veterans benefits, and salaries and wages for federal workers are some examples of payment transactions that occur between ordinary individuals and federal agencies. The job of effectuating these financial transactions for the federal government belongs to the Department of Treasury, operating through the Bureau of Fiscal Service. To carry out its duties, the department collects and maintains sensitive personal and financial information about the individuals who are the counterparties to the transactions: names, social security numbers, birth dates, birthplaces, home addresses and telephone numbers, email addresses, and bank account information about millions of individuals are maintained within the department's records to enable secure and timely transfer of funds between the federal agencies and members of the public. Federal laws protect sensitive, personal, and financial information from improper disclosure and misuse, including by barring disclosure to individuals who lack a lawful and legitimate need for it. Pause. So in other words, the Treasury Department cannot just hand over your file to a random person who asked for it. That would be a massive breach of the Privacy Act of 1974 and make the Treasury Department liable for huge amounts of damages. So now you're saying the Treasury Department handed over everyone's data, everyone's social security, everyone's bank account information to Elon Musk? Are you kidding me? It goes on to say, in the first week as Treasury Secretary, Defendant Bessent violated these restrictions. Elon Musk and or other Doge members had sought access to the Bureau's records for some time, only to be rebuffed by the employee then in charge of the Bureau, who then Trump and Musk fired and essentially forced out. Constructive discharge. Within a week of being sworn in as Treasury Secretary, Mr. Bessent placed that civil servant on leave and granted Doge-affiliated individuals full access to the Bureau's data and the computer system that housed them. He did so without making any public announcement, providing any legal justification or explanation for his decision, or undertaking the process required by law for altering the agency's disclosure policies. And just think about that. If they thought that this was lawful, you, the Treasury Department, work for us. You work for we the people. That's ours. That's already your temporary occupants of these buildings that we the people own and we pay for with our tax dollars. So if you thought this was legal, you ain't some private scammy Trump organization. You work for us. You make that public. You give a public disclosure so we can know about it. So you hid it. It had to be uncovered by and a whistleblower, the top Treasury person who you fired, a nonpartisan guy who you fired, who wouldn't give Musk the data. He revealed it. What if he didn't reveal it? We wouldn't then know that all of our data got into the hands of Elon Musk. And as I said, whether you're Democrat, Republican, independent, vegetarian, whatever you, non-political, a carnivore, whatever you are, you should not want your data in the hands of Elon Musk. This isn't a political thing, folks. Wake up. It goes on to say, the scale of the intrusion on individuals' privacy is massive and unprecedented. Millions of people cannot avoid engaging in financial transactions with the federal government, and therefore cannot avoid having their sensitive personal and financial information maintained in government records. Secretary Bessent's actions granting Musk and Doge-affiliated individuals full and continuous and ongoing access to that information for an unspecified period of time means that retirees, taxpayers, federal employees, companies, and other individuals from all walks of life have no insurance that their information will receive the protection that federal law affords. And because defendants' actions and decisions are shrouded in secrecy, individuals will not even have basic information about what personal or financial information defendants are sharing with outside parties or how their information is being used. People who must share information with the federal government should not be forced to share information with Elon Musk or his Doge. And federal law says they do not have to. The Privacy Act of 1974 generally and the Internal Revenue Code with respect to taxpayer information make it unlawful for the Secretary Bessent to hand over access to the Bureau's records on individuals to Elon Musk or other members of Doge. Plaintiffs filed this action to put an immediate stop to defendants' systematic, continuous, and ongoing violation of federal laws that protect the privacy of personal information contained in federal records. This court's exercise of equitable authority is the only adequate avenue available to plaintiffs to protect the trust that plaintiffs, members, and other citizens, taxpayers, and workers have placed in the federal government in reliance of the laws that Congress enacted to ensure the public what Secretary Bessent is doing would never happen. Goes on for about 19 pages more, but I basically gave you the summary right there. And here's what it's asking for: to declare that defendants' decision to implement a system by which Elon Musk or other Doge-affiliated individuals may access the Bureau's records and obtain personal information about individuals and taxpayers contained therein is unlawful. Enjoin defendants, stop them from continuing to permit such access or obtain such personal information. Enjoin, stop. When I say enjoin, it means stop. Stop defendants to ensure that future disclosure of individual records will occur only in accordance with the Privacy Act, the Internal Revenue Code, and the SORNs applicable to the system of records at issue. That's just the system codes of how it works. Grant any temporary, preliminary, or permanent injunctive relief necessary to protect the privacy of individuals whose information is contained in the system of records. Award plaintiffs their cost and attorney's fees in this action. Grant any other relief as the court deems appropriate. This was filed by an organization called the Publican Citizen Litigation Group, who are doing a very good job filing lawsuits like this. And folks, to me, this lawsuit's step one, but to me, lawsuit step two is we, the people, should look into the fact if there is any class actions here that can be taken by all of us. And I think that's something that should be looked into. Oh, by the way, you want to know what Elon Musk has been posting about over and over again today? Elon Musk has been making posts like this. White South Africans are being persecuted for their race in their home country. He makes more posts about how unfairly white South Africans are being treated and how he wants to help all the white South Africans. This is what Elon Musk is literally posting right now this morning. Just some strange stuff. Anyway, let me know what you think. Oh, he responds to this. U.S. aid was the skeleton key to unlocking all of the corruption. I've never seen Democrats so outraged about anything. And Elon Musk is like, yep. Some bizarre stuff going on right now. This is, as our editor-in-chief Ron Filipkowski goes, Elon Musk says we should allow more white South Africans to emigrate to the United States, not South Africans of any other race, specifically white South Africans only. That's what Elon Musk was posting about this morning. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.